Good evening. I'd like to call the Public Power Hour to order. And I want to welcome the folks who are here. And let me just kind of give you some ground rule and tell you what this is or what this is not. This is really an opportunity for citizens to come in front of council. And all we're really doing is we're receiving information. So this is good information, good news you want to share, concerns that you have, ideas that you have. That's what this is about. There are no directors here except Mr. McCauley, who is our human resource. Jamie's our city clerk. She'll be taking notes. So we won't be voting on anything. We won't be getting any kind of details about any particular situation. This is just opportunity to us. If there's a question we can ask, but really for us to receive it and for you as a citizen to know, excluding one person missing, that you have all of council hearing it. So it's not you talking to one person in the city or you talking to one council member. You don't have to worry. The six of us who are the elected officials can hear what the issue is, and we have it on my mayor website that we track. So if there is a response we need to give you, you can track it on that. So with that being said, I'd like to ask Ms. Linda Skinner to come up, and I know she's going to tell us something exciting. And Linda, if you would, just for the record, state your name and your address, please.
Linda Skinner, 1913 Burns Road, North Augusta.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me here.
Yes, ma'am.
Please save the dates, December 2 and December 3, for the 34th Annual North Augusta Christmas Tour of Homes, sponsored by Beta Sigma Phi Sorority. The tour will begin on Friday evening from 5:30 to 9:30 and continue on Saturday from 11:30 until 3:30. Beta Sigma Phi Sorority began its sponsorship of the North Augusta Christmas Tour of Homes in 1988 with a twofold purpose. The first purpose was to provide a profitable fundraiser for scholarships for North Augusta High School seniors. And the second purpose was to provide a joyful Christmas event for the citizens of North Augusta and visitors who come on our tour each year. The tour has been held every year except 2020. And as a result of the tour, Beta Sigma Phi Sorority has been able to give $197,000 in scholarships to senior graduates.
Wow, great.
In addition to the historic Lookaway Inn being on tour this year, we also have some beautiful homes in the River Club, in Hammond's Ferry, and in Arlington Heights that we know that you will all enjoy. Tickets are now on sale. Ticket prices, however, have not changed in several years, so you can still purchase a ticket for $20 in advance. These tickets are available at Parks Pharmacy, Communographics, and the Arts and Heritage Center. You may also purchase a ticket in advance at our tour site, which is natouroofhomes.org. So, get your tickets soon, please. I am leaving with you some flyers about the tour of homes. So,
You just leave those with JD and he'll give them to us afterwards.
okay, great.
That's great.
And I hope I'll see you on the tour of homes. Thanks for having me
Linda,
here.
thank you for what y'all do. It's a good cause, and
Thank you.
nothing but hope you have great success this year. You got Lookaway Hall this year?
Yes.
That'll be exciting.
And it looks great.
Yeah, that'll be good. Awesome.
And all the homes are very, very well done.
Very good.
So I know you'll enjoy it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I meant to say Linda kept hers under 5 minutes, which is great. We had a second gentleman, and I will just, Mr. Wayne Stoltz, who was going to speak, and he started not feeling well. And just for counsel, I'll tell you, he was just going to propose, he wanted us to consider that we don't do our disconnect on our water bills 30 days from the billing date, but for us to consider doing it from the due date. So he's just going to share that with us. So you've got that information. We can forward that to administration. But I just want to let you know that's basically what that is. So, all right. So we've got that. So now we're down to Ms. Sherry Watkins, and there she is. How are you? If you would state your name and address for the record. And you may have to speak in that microphone to make sure.
All right.
We can hear you perfect.
My name is Sherry Watkins, and my address is 814 Georgetown Drive, North Augusta. Okay, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the City Council, thank you for making this time to hear from me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so mental health. It is a popular topic these days, but people still seem to be afraid to use the term mental illness, unless they're throwing it around to blame someone with such a diagnosis for a crime, even though the data and research show that those of us with a diagnosed serious mental illness are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators of it. Okay, so again, my name is Sherry. I am a writer, editor, and educator, and I have lived in North Augusta since August of 2018.
Take your time. You're good.
Okay, all right. Has anybody got a tissue?
I don't know.
I got this.
Take your time. Yeah, no, you're good.
I'm okay. I can do it. From October 2018. Shoot. Thank you.
That's all
Well, I
right.
brought a script anyway. I'll get through it.
That's right, yeah.
All right, so from October 2018 to June 2021, I worked for the Aiken County Public School District, first as a paraprofessional, then for 2 years as an AP capstone and English honors teacher. I hold a Master's of Science in Education from Fordham University, and my undergraduate degree is in creative writing from Augusta University. It was Augusta State when I went there. My first experience as a teacher was as a New York City teaching fellow. I went as quick as I could to New York to be of service after 9/11, and I was in my very first classroom on the first anniversary of that day. Unfortunately, about a year and a half into my fellowship, I was physically assaulted in my classroom by a student who did not belong there, but had entered before the halls were cleared and while the doors were still open at the beginning of the school day. So it took a long time for me to go back to the classroom, and again, that was in 2018. So that's when I was first diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. After years of therapy and study, however, my most recent therapist recognized that I had complex PTSD, which is presented throughout my life and was likely a factor in the expression of bipolar disorder 1, which I was diagnosed with at the age of 19. Both PTSD and bipolar disorder, BPD, are designated as serious mental illnesses by the medical profession and the American with Disabilities Act. This is due to their ability to render the diagnosed person incapable of taking care of themselves during an active episode of PTSD, mania, or even psychosis, which is the result of untreated mania. Other serious mental illnesses include major depressive disorder, postpartum depressive disorder can be disabling, schizophrenia, schizoaffective, and anxiety and panic attack disorders can also be disabling. So I'm here to publicly ask you for 3 things. And here are those asks. Rapid adoption of a civilian oversight board to review North Augusta Department of Public Safety conduct, training, and procedures. I ask that you begin training all active law enforcement officers at the NADPS in how to respond humanely and in accordance with the ADA when interacting with members of the public who might be experiencing a psychiatric emergency. I also ask that you participate in a community-wide mobile crisis response team that responds to mental health and 911 calls in conjunction with police officers. I brought y'all, since I am a teacher, I brought y'all a packet with 9 different documents that range from how to implement mobile crisis teams, the benefits of civilian oversight boards for law enforcement, research on the ADA and on-the-street police encounters, fact sheets on PTSD and bipolar disorder, and some more. So I went through the trouble to make all these packets because I came here to, here's why I came here to ask for your help tonight. Okay, on the afternoon of February 1 or 2, 2022, I was arrested by 3 North Augusta Department of Public Safety officers while I was having a psychiatric emergency. After reviewing the body camera footage of an incident I do not remember, the first thing that struck me was that not one of them, 3 grown men with badges and guns, asked if I was okay or in need of medical attention when it was clear that I was having a mental health crisis. Now, maybe it's too much to expect for men to behave as gentlemen anymore. That's unfortunate. That was the great thing about the South, and one of the great things. Anyway, but basic human decency should not be too much to ask from publicly funded police officers, at least 1 or 2 of whom is young enough to have been my former student. Not once did any of these 3 armed men with badges ask me, "Miss, are you okay? Did something happen? Do you need a doctor? Are you on any medication?" Nothing. We were about 5 minutes away from my doctor's office on Dantignac Street, the ER at Augusta University, the Hartzog Center, and the CSRA also has a mobile crisis unit for these types of situations. I meant to leave the number in the packet, but I didn't. And there is now a 988 mental health emergency phone number as well. So in fact, these 3 public safety officers made fun of me throughout the first 9 minutes of that encounter until I said something they decided was worthy of my being arrested for disorderly conduct. The result of their collective decision, part of which results from a lack of training and is mentioned in the recent lawsuit filed against the department by Columbia attorney Drew Radiker for civil rights violations, the result was that I was driven 45 minutes away from my home, incarcerated at the Aiken County Detention Center for 13 days, where I was put into solitary confinement, denied medical attention, the medication I depend on, and even water. I was repeatedly refused water and told to drink it with my hand from a sink by a toilet in a solitary cell. I almost died in there. I probably would have died in there if my family and friends from Nevada had not started to worry when they could not get a hold of me. Okay, so in your packet, you will also see 5 news briefs stapled together. Last night, it took me less than 20 minutes to find these rewritten press releases from the Aiken County Sheriff's Office of information on local news outlets. Between 2019 and 2022, these were the sisters, brothers, mothers, and fathers we know for certain were found unresponsive in their cells, and I don't know any of them. Heather Carter, age 28. Dorothy Mae Bernard, age 59, Skylar K. Wright, age 24, Jeffrey K. Hallman, age 53, Warren A. Pridgeon, 62 years old. In each boiler explanation, according to authorities, that is, the people who run the jails, no foul play was suspected. Putting people, I cannot think of anything fouler than putting people who are having a psychiatric medical emergency in a filthy solitary confinement cell, denying them medical treatment, medicines they rely on, water, showers, phone calls, access to a lawyer. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what I saw. Neither that press release written by the Aiken County Sheriff's Information Office nor the revised press release published as a news article in a couple of local media outlets. If I had died in there, nothing would have been said about the good that I've done for others in my communities. And I'm not going to brag on myself, but it's not nothing. Anyway, okay, indeed, the North Augusta The North Augusta Department of Public Safety and the Aiken County Detention Center, which is run by the Sheriff's Department here in Aiken County, they all treated me as if my life and my health meant absolutely nothing. So, and according to one Aiken County public defender, approximately 45% of her clients have a mental illness. While some like me get better and are resilient, others are not. And many of them are being rearrested in the parking lot, despite the fact that they've been traumatized in the jail where they've received no medical treatment. So since all of this happened, pause, breathe. Since all of this happened, I've thought a lot about my great-granddad, who was a holiness minister of the fire and brimstone variety, and I finally understood him. So I'm going to leave you with these parting words from Jesus Christ in Matthew 25:41-45. Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me, naked, and you did not clothe me, sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they also will answer, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did not minister to you?" Then he will answer to them, saying, Truly I say to you, as you did not do it to one of the least of these, a teacher in your public school district, you did not do it to me. Okay, so with those parting thoughts, I just want to ask if North Augusta and Aiken County call public safety and law enforcement, if this is what it is, where does that put our community in relationship to Jesus Christ? And that's all I've got. Thank you for letting me
Thank
talk.
you very much. Yes, ma'am.
And
Well, I've got a packet for
please
everybody.
bring
I will give
packets.
everybody that packet.
I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
ma'am.
ran out of some colored ink.
That's
on
okay.
some of those.
Thank you we take your information, appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Watkins. I've got one of these for each of y'all. Great. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know, we got a couple of folks who are here. I just want to make sure, there's nothing on, you're just here to listen, right? Okay, I know that young lady is because she's, you left your husband home, okay. All right, so we are, okay, thank you. Yeah, it's impact, thank you, appreciate it. All right, we are, at this point, we have gone through our list, and we'll have just a few minutes before we start 6 o'clock, so I will call the public power, we closing it out. Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the City of North Augusta regular City Council meeting for November the 7th, 2022 to order. It's nice to see so many people out there in the audience. Thank you for being here. You are welcome to join me in prayer. Dear God, I ask your guidance as we discuss important matters of the city tonight. I ask that you give each of these council members discernment as we vote on important issues. I ask that each of us in this room will be open to listening to each other. We know that if the Lord delights in a man's way, he makes his steps firm. I ask for continued blessings for the city of North Augusta. Amen. And please join me for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance. We'll start with our roll call from my left, please.
Eric Presnell.
David McGee.
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Jennifer McCauley.
Kevin Toole.
Okay, approval of minutes. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the regular city council meeting minutes of October the 17th, 2022, or the study session minutes of October the 24th, 2022? Hearing none, they are approved as distributed. Thank you. All right, this is always an exciting time. We have our employee, our teammate of the quarter, and Mr. Marquette Widener could not be here, but I believe Mr. Jason Sykes is going to accept for him, right? All right, Jason, meet me up front, buddy. Okay. All right. Our teammate of the quarter is Marquette Widener. He is our sanitation foreman, and his duties include oversight of residential commercial collections and missed pickups. And I don't think any of us have not had an opportunity at least once miss pickup on our trash. He has demonstrated a high-value work ethic and his willingness to go above and beyond his duties, and he does it with a superb attitude. Because of that can-do attitude, he has gotten praise both from city staff and citizens. An example was during COVID. He proceeded to take point on filling in for vacant positions both in sanitation and our material recovery facility. He worked over various days for a number of weeks, ensuring those shifts were filled while still completing his responsibilities. His dedication was a key part of ensuring that trash was collected in a timely manner for citizens during this time. Marquette, wherever you are, sir, well done. This is a person who takes ownership of his role and his willingness to do extra when it's not always easy, nor is it expected. He understands about service and giving of himself to make this a great community. So we are all proud of you, Marquette. Thank you very much for what you do and how you take care of our citizens. So on behalf of the City Council, Jason, if you would give Marquette that award and tell him we're proud of him and congratulations. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm going to ask Mr. Bill Starnes, is he in the house with us? Come on in, Mr. Starnes. Britton Williams. Bill Starnes. Good to see you, sir. Bill, I'm going to let you kind of tell me a little bit, tell me about how long you lived in North Augusta and tell me why this is passionate for you. Okay.
You go east from here.
Okay.
As far as you can go.
Okay.
Sally.
Okay, I know Sally well. So tell me about why you're passionate about what we're going to read this proclamation about.
Selected to lead this proclamation. I have pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
And does it have to be so close?
No, I just want you to, I want people here. We got people on TV.
Can you hear me?
You're a celebrity on TV. See, we're filming this.
Okay.
So I won't get too
I
close.
should have combed my hair.
No, you look perfect.
No, I have pancreatic cancer. I was very fortunate a while back to be given MRI at Lexington Medical Center.
Okay.
And not for that reason, but what should appear, a tumor in my pancreas. Well, that led my life-saving team got together. I met with, first we had to do a biopsy to make sure. Then, met the oncology surgeon. I can do it. You're healthy enough. Resection come back. 6 months of chemo that I was told I could make it. I doubted the people were lying to me, but I made it. The most amazing part of the whole thing is the aftercare for me. The support where we went through I was a 6-week transition, because some of your dietary issues change, exercise, but support group that meets still weekly. That's where I get hope. That's where I think I can give hope. And I said, a while back, when I had the MRI, yesterday was 30 months. And that's a while back. So now I can start giving hope. There is hope for pancreatic cancer.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So because of that, whereas in 2022, these are some amazing statistics, an estimated 62,210 people will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in the United States, and 49,830 will die from that disease. That's about 80%, folks. And whereas pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest cancers, it's currently the 3rd leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. and is projected to become the 2nd leading cause around 2030. And whereas pancreatic cancer is the only major cancer with a 5-year relative survival rate at just 11%. And whereas when symptoms of pancreatic cancer present themselves, it's generally in later stages, and 91% of pancreatic cancer patients die within the first 5 years. And whereas approximately 880 deaths will occur in South Carolina in 2022, and whereas pancreatic cancer is the 7th most common cause of cancer-related deaths across the world, and whereas there were an estimated 418,000 new pancreatic cancer cases diagnosed worldwide in 2020, and whereas the good health and well-being of the residents of the city of North Augusta are enhanced as a direct result of increased awareness about the symptoms and risk of pancreatic cancer and research into early detection, causes, and effective treatments. And now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the great city of North Augusta, do hereby proclaim November the 17th, 2022 as World Pancreatic Cancer Day, and witness where I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of North Augusta to be affixed the 7th day of November. And that's why I wanted you to share, because you are surviving and we're proud of you and praying for you, buddy. That's awesome.
Oh, and the 27th, I'll be 72.
You look good, buddy.
You know what? I wish I'd have got cancer back when I was in high school. I never got so good looking until I got cancer. You look so good. Tell the truth, people. Thank you.
All right, I'd like our president of North Augusta Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Tara Carroll, to come on down, please, ma'am. He's got my Georgia Bulldog colors on. I love it. And before I read the proclamation, I just want to brag. Tara is president of North Augusta Chamber of Commerce, and I will just tell you, we had a recent event with 9 other chambers, and we had over 400 people in the CSRA here in this municipal center. And I'll tell you, talking about being able to be proud of showcasing what this city has to offer, it was huge. And that was because of your leadership, and really appreciate it. That was a big event, and thank you for that. You done good. All right, so where a small business form the backbone of our local economy, generating jobs and improving the quality of life for citizens, and whereas the mayor and city council of North Augusta, South Carolina acknowledge and celebrate the city's small businesses and the contributions they make to our community, and whereas 2022 marks the 13th year of Small Business Saturday, a nationwide campaign to encourage shopping at local businesses on the Saturday after Thanksgiving to stimulate the local economy, and whereas local organizations such as North Augusta Chamber of Commerce, Downtown Merchants Alliance, and many other organizations across this country endorse the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, do hereby claim November the 26th, 2002 as Small Business Saturday, and encourage our citizens to recognize and support small businesses within our community by shopping locally on the Saturday following Thanksgiving, in witness whereof I have herein set my hand and caused the seal of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina to be affixed the 7th day of November, 2022. And the reason we're doing this early is we want to get it out to people. We don't want to wait the Monday before the Saturday, okay? So all the people in TV land who are live streaming it, we need to support our businesses. We're beginning to get some really great businesses, local businesses in North Augusta, and Tara's been a big part of that, so we need to support them. Anything you want to share?
Thank you for your support.
Very good. Here you go. Thank you. I appreciate Tara. Let's give a round of applause. Okay, before we get to our unfinished business, I have one more announcement I'd like to make, which is another exciting announcement. And I'm sure this will be out in the media. It may have already come out some today. I don't know. I hadn't had a chance to read or watch anything. But it is important for citizens to know. I do want to make the announcement that we had 11 parcels on Riverside Village. We received a check for $787,587.44 for the tax, mid-fees, and penalties for those 11 parcels. So Riverside Village is paid up. The breakdown of that $787,578.44, $15,557.76 tax, mid-fees, $668,966.55 with penalties of $103,063.13. So we received all of that, and as Linda mentioned in our quarterly update, we have got payments in the bank for all of 2023 and moving forward. So anyway, I think really good news, and I just wanted to announce that before we go any farther for our citizens. So there we go. Yep. All right. We're going to move into unfinished business. Item number 7, ordinance number 2022-17, adopting a budget for fiscal year 2023 containing estimates of proposed revenues and expenditures by the City of North Augusta, South Carolina for the budget year beginning January the 1st, 2023, and declaring that same shall constitute the budget of the City of North Augusta for such budget year. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Carpenter, second?
Second.
Ms. McCauley, thank you. Anything you'd like to share, Mr. Clifford?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. I would actually like to bundle, if I could, items number 7, 8, and 9, since they're all together. And because we have not had a ordinance reading in several weeks, just based on the way the calendar's been, I'd like to just kind of reorient our citizens to what's going to be passed tonight, or at least potentially passed by the council. So under this budget ordinance, our fiscal year is the same as the calendar year, so it starts the 1st of January of 2023, it would run through December 31st of 2023. And this budget's available via the city website and also as a hard copy in the city clerk's office for anybody who wishes to view it. So on the big picture numbers, the general fund budget is balanced at $22,208,585 for both revenues and expenditures. And again, for the citizens, the city administrator is required to present a balanced budget to the city council for consideration. Our consolidated budget is proposed at $50,280,526 in expenditures across all funds. That includes the general fund, capital project sales tax, accommodations tax, sanitation fund, and the like, to give us our consolidated budget of just over $50 million. The proposed fiscal year 23 millage rate for the general fund is 75.5, which is a 2 mil increase over fiscal year 21. With this budget, 71.7 mils will fund the general fund, which is 43% of our total general fund revenues. A total of 3.8 mils will fund the capital projects fund, and this is an increase over the years prior, 3.3 mils. And the 3.8 mils equals just under $500,000 for the capital projects funds in 2023. Again, I would commend the council for considering this increase in the capital projects fund, but again, that is important for us for the long-term viability of the city for major projects. And also, the value of the mill has increased to $131,306 per mill, which is a 7% increase from last year. So some highlights that you'll see here across the budget and the major budget drivers. One is we've requested a 4% COLA for employee salaries as we're dealing with the current 8 to 9% inflation. This is in line with what we're seeing across the state of South Carolina, at least what we're able to do this year. And that's something we would ask for the council to consider in the budget. Also, we are absorbing an 18% increase in employer health care premiums. As you all know, we're dealing with increased fuel costs, both unleaded and diesel, throughout this next year. We're adding 2 employees, 2 full-time and 2 part-time in this budget. And we've also increased the pay grade for some of our lesser-paid employees to include the firefighters, certain dispatchers, and certain utility workers to make them more competitive. We're also going to be funding a 5-notch road traffic study as we look at the long-term viability of that. I know that's something that Councilman Carpenter's been asking for. And then also for the lease purchase of a number of our vehicles, largely in public safety, but also across all departments. And then this budget also increases rates for a variety of parks, recreation, and tourism fees to help offset increased operational and maintenance costs. And the proposed budget will also include a $1.77 increase to the monthly inside city residential sanitation rates, along with increases to select other sanitation fees. And this rate increase helps offset increased personnel and fuel expenditures and a decrease in commercial tipping fee revenue based on the fire that we had out at our location. There are no changes to the following rates, so there are no changes to our water or wastewater fees, monthly stormwater fee, or development permits. So we're trying to take a holistic look at the budget to see where fees and millage can be increased and where we can hold the line on certain lines. And I believe we've been able to do so. As we move to item number 8, under finance, under the tax ordinance, a lot of that is redundant in that the tax year is again established for the fiscal year is the same as the calendar year. And then the levy to be imposed on all taxable property, 75.5 mils, with again 71.7 of those going to the general fund and 3.8 going to the capital projects fund. And then lastly, moving to item number 9, under sanitation fee ordinance, again delineates what the fiscal year is, same as the calendar year. And then to highlight some of our common fees, there'll be a $1.77 increase for residential roll carts in the city, up to $21.44 per month, and outside the city up to $30.18 per month, which is a $2.47 increase. The increase of commercial sanitation rate of 15 cents per cubic yard, which is also on page 3 of ordinance, and this rate increase helps offset, again, increased personnel and fuel expenditures and commercial tipping fees. So it's a lot of data, but I wanted to at least make sure that I highlighted some of the things within our fiscal year 23 budget. Some of the considerations we had there, the gives and takes, what rates are going up or what rates are staying the same. And I am prepared for any questions. And if you get real deep on me, I've got Linda here or Rachel to help bail me out if required. So,
Okay, very good. So what we'll do now, we're going to still vote on all 3, but Jim did just bring them all together, so I won't be keep going back to him. So are there any public comments concerning item number 7, ordinance number 2022-17 from citizens? Any council discussion? Okay, now I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is 3, 4, 5 yes, 1 no. Okay, thank you. Then we'll move to item 8. Ordinance number 2022-18, levying the annual tax on property in the city of North Augusta, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2023 and ending December 31st, 2023. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading? Okay, that was Mr. Presnell. Second? Ms. Carpenter, thank you. I'm not going to, Ms. Clifford's already told us. Any public comments on this ordinance? Okay, hearing none. Any council discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And again, that's 5 yea and 1 nay. And then we're down to ordinance number 9, 2022-19. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Ms. McCauley, for second. Okay, Mr. Presnell, thank you. Any public comments on this? Any council discussion? Okay, here now, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, and that is unanimous, 6 yea, no, 0. Okay, very good, thank you. We are now under new business. Item 10, Public Works, Resolution Number 2022-48, authorizing a construction contract with Beams Contracting, Inc. for the 2022 C-Fund resurfacing and Elm Street Rehabilitation Project. Do we have a motion to approve this resolution? Ms. Carpenter, is there a second? Mr. Presnell, what would you like to share about this,
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I need to recuse myself. on
Okay.
this.
Okay. And we got a form for you, yeah. Okay. Okay, Mr. Clifford, anything you want to share on that?
thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an annual requirement where we talk about the disbursement of the CTC funds. Really, the purpose of this fund is to repave both a combination of city and state owned roads. Of note, we have The Elm Street Road is going to be rebuilt and repaved, and that's a very small road that's near where the current public safety headquarters is. So as you go up the hill to the senior apartments on the left-hand side there, it's pretty crumbling. We've had a number of citizen complaints about the viability of that road, so we wanted to make sure that was included in this fund request. And so ultimately, we received two sealed bids where Beams Construction was the low bid for this item. And so my request to the council is for our ability to move forward with Beams Construction for the items listed below, which is C Fund resurfacing and Elm Street rehabilitation. Subject to any of your questions.
Okay, thank you. Any public comments? Any council discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is 5 yea with Mr. McGee recusing himself. So it's 5 yeses. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 11, Public Works, Resolution Number 2022-49, authorizing funding for the Bluff Avenue Streetscape Utility relocations. Do you have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. McCauley, second, Mr. McGee, thank you. Anything you want to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, for the council, this is involving the Bluff Avenue connector project, also commonly known as the Greenway connector into downtown. And so ultimately, in order for us to move forward on this project, Dominion Energy, and I see my counterpart from Dominion with Scott Neely here today, is doing a portion of that as far as undergrounding utilities. But then there's also a portion that is incumbent upon the city to move a certain portion of the utilities. And so what you see here before you on this resolution is a request for $180,000 to be able to underground a number of those utilities. And the funding mechanism would be under Capital Project Sales Tax 4, which is the second priority item under there for road reconstruction funds moving into that project. So that is the request before the council today.
Okay, very good, thank you. Do we have any public comments? Okay, any council discussion beyond our study session where we talked about, we kind of expected this, no surprise here. Okay, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. All right, thank you. Okay, item 12, resolution number 2022-50 to authorize the issuing of a parade permit to North Augusta Lions Club to conduct the 2022 Christmas parade on Sunday, December 11th, 2022. Do you have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Ms. McCauley, is a second? Ms. Carpenter, thank you. Pretty self-explanatory, but anything you want to add to it, Ms. Clifford?
No, it's just a good news story, Mr. Mayor. And again, we appreciate the partnership with the North Augusta Chamber and with the Lions Club and being able to move forward on our Christmas parade here on December 11th. That's already been staffed. Public safety is in support of this initiative, and our recommendation is for approval to council.
Great. Any public comments? Okay, any council discussion?
I just have a quick question. Tara, is the theme pink flamingos this year? Okay. I have a pink flamingo shirt. I was thinking about wearing it.
And I'd like to know, Tara, what you're going to do with that Faye Purcell. I don't know if y'all know Miss Purcell. She moved to the beach with her. Oh, she's going. Oh, well, great.
So I think that'll be great because that'll, I think somebody said, I think instead of maybe having one golf cart, we need 2 of them this year. And we just got to keep Pat on it because, so we lose her because she'll get in a crowd. So it'll probably be snowing this year when everybody's in shorts.
Mayor, I'm going to ride strictly, no walking. No walking, no talking.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
We need more candy, too.
You're a woman of the people. That's okay. You're good. All right, so let's vote on this. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Lions Club and Tara, appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Okay, we're now on item 13, resolution number 2022-51, authorizing the city administrator to enter into a contract on behalf of the City of North Augusta and Dumpster Depot to purchase recycling equipment to be installed at the material recovery facility located at 67 Clay Pit Road. So do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Toole, thank you. A second?
Second.
Mr. Presnell, and I definitely think you want to share in this, Mr. Clifford.
Mr. Mayor, what I'm actually going to do, first of all, is let y'all know items number 13 and 14 are linked here on the the agenda. And I'm going to have Rachel Moody and potentially James Sutton talk through the nuts and bolts of what's happening there. But I would like to say is I literally had no part in this, and I look at this is going to be a fantastic project on the part of the city, and really all the credit goes to Rachel and James for the heavy lift that they've done to be able to make this a reality for us if you all vote on it tonight. So, Rachel, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jim. The first resolution that we have for you all is to purchase new recycling equipment. When we had the fire at the MRF, good majority of our equipment was damaged. Initially, we thought we'd be able to refurbish, I should say. Plus, we'd also need to purchase some new equipment. We, in fact, went out for bid and received very large proposals, large dollar amount proposals for folks to fix our equipment and provide us with new equipment. We, in the meantime, came into conversation with the dumpster depot based out of Aiken, and they had recycling equipment that they were no longer using because they closed that portion of their business, and the equipment was for sale. Rather serendipitously, we went out on site, we viewed the equipment. It is not only what we need, but it's more than what we need, which will allow us to position ourselves for the future. We've talked a lot with you about when we build back, we want to build for where we're going, not, of course, where we've been. And we want to create an environment where our employees are safe, where they have good equipment, and we can embrace technology as we move into the future. So we negotiated a price of $190,000 to purchase this equipment. It's 2015 manufactured equipment from Stadler. On the market, you could pay at minimum $1.4 million for the line that we are able to purchase. So this agreement here, excuse me, this agreement will allow us to use proceeds from the insurance proceeds after the fire to purchase this equipment. The next resolution we'll talk about, we've got a company who's ready on deck to disassemble the equipment and bring it over to our MRF. I apologize, we were not able to discuss this with you at our last study session. We didn't have the resolutions ready, and this has all come together really over the past few weeks pretty fast and furiously. So happy to answer any questions that you have. James is here, and it actually worked out well too that Jason is here because he's been a part of this project too.
And this really is, and I know you can't go in detail at this point, but this really is the first step in really some really amazing things that are going to be coming down the pike in the next 6 months, right?
There is a lot
Citizens
of exciting things happening in our sanitation and our recycling divisions that we will be coming back to visit with you here in maybe a month or two to talk about the way ahead. Alongside this, we're working on building a new transfer station for solid waste. I mean, so they're busy in public services, that's for sure.
Going in the right direction.
Absolutely the right
It's
direction.
exciting. Okay.
Rachel, just a quick question. The insurance money will pay for all of this, I assume?
Yep, all of
Okay.
it.
I hope so. 1.7, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I want to ask, any public comments? Okay. Any council discussion? Any follow-up questions across the board for Rachel or Jim or anybody?
No
Or James?
questions.
Okay.
No questions or discussions, just fantastic job. I mean, this is
Yeah.
to staff, and I'm just, this is great.
We're really excited.
Okay, well, then I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. All right. Let's see. We're now at item 14, which is resolution number 2022-52, authorizing the city administrator to enter into a contract on behalf of the city of North Augusta with A-Lert Construction Services, a division of Centurion Industries, Inc., to install recycling equipment at the material recovery facility located at 67 Clay Pit Road. And Ms. Moody said this tag team with the first one, so anything more you want to add to this?
Sure. A-Lert Construction, you may remember, is the entity that is providing the new building for us at the MRF. And so when we discovered this equipment, which is currently still in Aiken and fully assembled, and it's quite large, we realized that we had the predicament of someone was going to have to disassemble, transport, and then reassemble the equipment on our site. So we reached out to a few companies, had some verbals with them, had them go out and check out the site. We then followed our procurement process, and we requested proposals. And Ayler was the low bid. We received 2 bids. One actually was a verbal, so we couldn't accept it, and it was much higher. But Ayler, it actually works quite well because they're providing the building for us. They know exactly what our specs are, and they've got the ability within the next couple months to disassemble, transport, and reassemble on our site. So it'll be very busy over at the MRF, particularly in the on the line area and the tipping floor area as they prep for it. And I want to say we have a not to exceed amount of $150,848, which was a really, really good bid. We were expecting much more.
Very good.
Also, insurance proceeds will cover this cost as well.
Great. All right, any public comments? All right, how about council discussion?
If I may, one
Yes,
last
go
thing. I failed to mention, there are pictures in your packet that you received of the equipment. If you have any questions, we can of course talk about it after the meeting, but I want to make sure that you all note the pictures. Everything's in really good condition, really good
It's always
quality.
great when it looks brand new,
It does.
without brand new prices.
That's right, that's right.
Without the cost, yes. Again, thank you, that's good work. So any other discussion? Then I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that's unanimous for yes. Awesome. Oops. Oh, I never did that before I jumped up. Thank you. You're on top of it. So do you have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Tools, a second? Mr. President. You're on your cape. Do we need to vote again? Yeah, let's do it again. Okay, so no other council discussion. I'm going to ask public comments. Okay, then I'll ask for a vote properly this time. All in favor? And that's unanimous, yes. Got to keep me straight. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, at this point, we'll turn to administrative reports. Anything in particular, anything you need to add, Ms. Clifford, to?
Mr. Mayor and Council, I would like to highlight that this Friday is Veterans Day, and that the American Legion Post 71 will be hosting a ceremony at Wade Hampton Park at 11 o'clock on Friday, and their inclement weather plan is to host it at the American Legion Post at 333 East Spring Grove Avenue here in North Augusta. And I'd also like to say, since I got a moment here on the microphone, happy Veterans Day to some of our alumni, including our city attorney, Kelly Zier, who's a Army veteran, and also to Councilman David McGee from the U.S. Navy, and then also to 2 of my favorite veterans, my father, who's a Marine Corps veteran, and my wife, Hannah, who's an Army veteran.
As well as yourself. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you all for your service. Well done. Okay, we're now at presentation, communications, recognition of visitors. This is the time when citizens may speak to mayor and council regarding any matters not listed on this agenda. So if you are something you'd like to share with us, I just ask that you come forward and state your name and address for the record. So is anybody here who has anything they need to share? Okay, then we're going to move to the last piece. And I've got a number of things I'm going to highlight. So before I do that, Mr. President.
Just wanted to remind everybody tomorrow's election day. So don't forget to vote, people listening.
I'm going to update you some numbers on that in a second. But go ahead.
And I would just like to remind everybody, North Augusta High School has made it to the second round of the playoff. We had a rocky start, but we're going to finish heavy. And it's very important we fill those stands Friday night for those young people. Oh, is it Thursday? Oh, nobody, okay, so Thursday. It's what, 7:30?
Thursday.
Oh, that's right there.
What's happening Thursday?
The high school playoff, second round.
Catawba, they're playing Catawba on Thursday. Okay, good.
Yeah, well, thank
Wow.
you. I'm glad. So everybody got that Thursday night, not Friday.
Good enough. Anything else? Come on
One
out.
thing, the Rotary Bowl for the recreation football players and cheerleaders will be Saturday all day. but a special attention to the cheerleaders at 2:30.
I wonder who's cheering, who's coaching. Okay. Thank you about the Rotary Bowl. Forgot about that. Okay. All right, got a number of other announcements. I'm going to start off and let Jen McCauley tell about a race coming up with Fleet Feet. So,
Yes, so on November 26th, that's the Saturday of Thanksgiving week, we are hosting the 5th annual Palmetto Beach Half Marathon, 10K and 5K. We should expect about 1,700 to 1,800 runners for the event, which would include, we usually estimate one participant or one spectator with them as well. I believe Kevin Toole is running, so he will be out there. You can go cheer him on in the half marathon. And it's an exciting event. We run the Greenway for a good proportion of it, about 6 miles, and then we head through the downtown of North Augusta, cross the 13th Street Bridge into Augusta, and then make your way back into North Augusta and start and finish at SRP Park. So if you want to walk or run, feel free to go to fleetfeetaugusta.com and you can sign up there.
is Kevin just going to run like a normal person? Or is he going to have a knapsack full of rocks he's going to carry? Okay, he just knew like everybody else. Okay, good. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay. There's also an event coming up this Saturday. It's the 4th annual Walk for Water. It's sponsored through the Gus Green Jackets, which is a Walk for Water. So that'll be this Saturday, starting at the where's it starting at the stadium. So anyway, just want to let you know about that. Let's see, the 10th, which I believe is Wednesday, is the Downtown Merchants are doing a sip and stroll. That's to get people in the movement, get them excited about the holidays, so you can come out, eat, visit different local merchants downtown. Third Thursday will be the 17th, which is next week. And it's never too early to promote our Christmas tree lighting. Will be on Tuesday, November the 29th. We'll get more information out about that. Thank you about the Rotary Bowl. I forgot about that. Kevin brought that. I meant Kevin. Eric, just to kind of let you know the numbers. I got it right here. So for early voting in the city of North Augusta, and this is powerful. So I want to thank Jim Clifford. I want to thank Chief Thomas. I want to thank our House Representative Bill Hickson and our Senator Tom Young. They were very instrumental in allowing North Augusta, wanting to put a early voting site in North Augusta. You know, we're the 21st largest city in the state, and you know, we didn't want citizens to have to mail in a ballot. People don't like doing that, having to drive to Aiken. So our city administrator, Jim Clifford, Chief Thomas, they worked with with Bill and Tom, and we had our early voting for 2 weeks at 5 Notch. We had 5,458 citizens vote early. And that is, and I promise you, those 5,458, not all of them were going to vote tomorrow. I'm telling you. I think that's fantastic. And Aiken County had over 18,000. So, as Ms. Presnell said, vote tomorrow. Voting is important. So I just commend you, Jim and Chief, for making that happen. We'll continue doing that. That's just another win-win with citizens and government working together. So very exciting. Let's see. Last thing I will say, we still have about 30 minutes at 7 o'clock tonight at Wesley Center at Grace United Methodist Church. The Arts Cultural Center is an arts center. The North Augusta Cultural Arts is having the Veterans Concert. So that'll be starting at 7, which will be fantastic if you have a chance to go to that. And then the last thing I will say is Jamie this week will be dropping off the writing and the coloring contest. We're going to start the mayor's writing and coloring contest again, and the writing for the middle schools and high school is going to be, what I think it ties in really nice with what our focus as a council is, how can we communicate better with citizens? So get our students thinking about that. And then Jamie's been working with Kevin, and for the younger kids, we're going to have a coloring what belongs. They're going to let them color the greenway in the river, and then have objects that don't belong in those two, and let them notate that. So anyway, I think that'll be good. So I'll be real excited about all of that, and we'll give you more about that. But that's heading out if you hear that from any of the principals. So that being said, for the good of the order, we stand adjourned. Thank you all for being here.